out-of-body experience.
Welcome to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast.
Welcome back to the Brothers of Wrestling podcast with your host Logan and
Hayden.
And today we bring you another episode, and I don't want to start off with all my nonsense that I usually start off with. We need to get down to business, Hayden, because something happened on Raw that I don't know if I'm that happy with. Seth Rollins lost the King of the Ring first round matchup. And I don't know if I'm that okay with it.
I was pretty shocked. It seemed like they did everything to put that vision story behind them. They talked about it being done. They talked about how he was moving on. He had a whole promo on Roman Reigns. He talked to the Usos. But that's actually what I liked about it. Is because they teased you the whole way through that it was going to be completely obvious that Seth was going to win this. And go on to fight whoever to get to the King of the Ring and then end up winning and go fight Roman. And then they decided to just swerve you. They made it so, which, to be fair, I thought that was a weird way to end that Vision storyline with just that match on Raw.
But it felt like it was a nice bow tie to wrap up the story.
No, I think that's one of those rivalries that needs that final blood feud kind of steel cage, last man standing type match. And you just didn't get it. You just got another main event on Raw. So I think it was a nice swerve. I like it for that reason. Plus, I like that they gave the win to Evans. That made me happy.
Yeah, I like that Javon got
let's
it.
get
but
another young guy a shot.
I'm not necessarily mad that they had Seth lose. I'm just more like confused by it because
What's confusing?
it seemed like they
swerved you.
No, I get that I got swerved, but it seemed like you had this like moneymaker right in front of you. You have Seth win the Fatal 4-Way, then he goes and he beats Jay in the semifinal, then he goes to the Night of Champions and wins the King of the Ring, beats whoever, Dom or Oba, it doesn't really matter. And then you have him versus Seth or versus Roman lined up right there at SummerSlam. You got your perfect night 2 main event or night 1 main, whatever you want to do. You have it right there for you.
Night 2.
And they didn't go with this. Now where does Seth go? With Braun, obviously. And
well, it looks like they're gonna have a match either Saturday night's main event or night champion.
I know, but it just felt like this didn't need a swerve. You didn't need everything. Some things need swerves. Some things are like so obvious that like, oh, we're gonna take you this other direction to make you think that you're gonna get what you want, and then you don't get it yet. And then, but this felt like, okay, we're done with Vision and Seth. They had their blow off. Braun can go do whatever he needs to do, defend the tag titles, whatever he needs to do, and Seth can go on to the world title stuff. But it just because it's also like Seth kept saying in that promo that he never lost the title. And Roman now has that title. That just adds that little extra layer that the person Seth hates the most is the one who holds the title that he never lost.
That's not true.
And it just
he hates Buck War.
And it feels like they, again, in the Triple H era, we keep coming about with this, that they missed their opportunity.
I don't know. See, I think you're being a little bit too in the moment. I think what this tells me is that in what we've done, because now we know the semifinal matchups coming into this podcast, that we know what the matchups are going to be. And if I would look at those matchups before this bracket started, there's only one guy that picked to win. The rest of them were kind of, not all were swerves, but like most of them were like, I didn't expect.
Yeah, we'll talk about the SmackDown, the final one with Jay winning. We'll talk about that in a minute, but
what I'm saying though is I feel like that's what they're using this tournament for. Like, where's the fun in Seth just dominating this whole tournament and going on to win? Like, it was all pretty much sitting right there, and it was super predictable.
Well, if he would have had Finn win his round, then you could have had Seth and Finn, and then maybe Finn wins because Dom's on the other side. Maybe you have that matchup. Then there wouldn't have been so obvious.
But it is no. But see, what you're saying is the obvious part. Did you think Javon Evans was going to win?
No.
Did you think Jey Uso was going to win?
Not Kind of,
Did you
but not
think?
really.
Did you think Dirty Dom was going to win?
No.
No. That I'm telling you, that's what they're using this tournament for, and that's why they make those first round matchups fatal four
Yeah, you got to
ways,
protect the guys.
because it's an easy way. Well, you can protect them, and it's an easy way to have these kind of upset wins, because now you're putting them in a spot where now you're going to get a fresh matchup. See, now I get what you're talking about with like going on to Night Champions and you get cool matchups like that, but like you're going to get either Oba versus Javon, Oba versus Jay, or you're getting Javon versus
Dumb.
Dom, or you're getting Dom versus Jay. None of those are retreads. And what have we been saying this whole time about what WWE's been doing?
They do.
Everything's been a retread.
They stay in the past. That's true.
So we can't be hypocrites
I know.
and say we want new things to happen, and then when they happen, now we're upset about it.
I'm not. It's not that I'm upset. It's just it's frustrating when they had the easy thing there and they didn't take it.
But that what tells me is that they either one are saving that match for later, or two, they want to move it on to a bigger platform, like maybe WrestleMania, and have it as maybe this year's main event at WrestleMania.
I mean, they've been saying that for
And
like
maybe,
3 years now. Seth and Roman's going to be the main event.
but then things have been come up, and it is what it is. But like, there's been rumors that Roman Rock is the main goal.
Mm-hmm. That's been
well, maybe they know now that the Rock's not going to do it, and maybe they decided that the next best option is Roman and Rollins, the final matchup. So I would just say let's wait and see. I get it. I was sad that Seth lost too because I want to see Roman and Rollins again. I love when they wrestle each other. But I'm happy to see all these new. If I like say, who else was in that match? I mean, in the Seth match, it didn't really matter who won. But like, if we got Oba and who else was in the Dirty Dom match? Off the top of my head,
let me pull up
the remember everybody
things real quick.
Who was in it? I'm just glad we're getting some fresh faces. Because now, look at the four guys: Oba, Dirty Dom, Jey Uso, and Javon Evans. One of those four guys is going to be in one of the main events of SummerSlam.
Okay, so we have the participants in the Dom match was Dom, Braun Breaker, Trick Williams, Damian Priest.
Oh, that's right. So yeah, I mean, I would have been happy with Trick. I mean, but like everyone thought Braun was going to win that match, they went away from that. Everybody thought Seth was going to win, they went away with that.
The participants in the Seth match was Seth, Javon, Tala Tonga, and Ricky Saints.
And then you had the one tonight.
Yeah, which was JLA, Royce Keys, and Finn.
Yeah. So I like what they're doing. You're getting some fresh matchups. Would I rather see Finn win over Jay? Probably. But now my hope is that maybe we get Dirty Dom and Javon Evans at Night Champions. And you can't tell me that's going to be a bad match.
I know, but I'm just trying to think. Like, I've been beaten into this sense of WWE doesn't make new stars. So I'm just
well, that's fine.
I'm just trying to picture Dom in the main event of SummerSlam or Javon Evans in the main event of SummerSlam. I'm just trying to against Roman. I'm just trying to picture it.
Well, the same thing could be said back in 2002 when no one thought Brock Lesnar was going to win, and he ended up against The Rock. And what did he do? Beat the snot out of The Rock and was champ.
Yeah, yeah.
Now, do I think that Dom versus Roman is going to end up with Dom winning? No, probably not.
I hope so. That'd be awesome.
But you can't tell me that Dom would put on a pretty good match against Roman. And what's wrong with that? Let's get a fresh face.
And they got history because back at the beginning, early stages of Tribal Chief Roman, he had that stuff with Ray, and there's the scene on SmackDown where Roman power bombs Dom out of the ring. It's hilarious.
True. And we also have the opportunity where Oba just probably dominates this thing.
Yeah, but we get to this Oba thing, and there's the heavy rumor. Do we get Brock Oba 3 by Brock interfering in this match?
It's possible.
Maybe not.
My other thought is that wins this match, and then it happens to Night Champion.
That's what I was gonna say. Maybe not against Dom. Maybe he beats Dom clean, or not clean, but like he beats him with JD's help, or like he has to take out JD as well, and then he goes to Night Champions, and that's when Brock gets there.
Yeah, I mean, I would just say we could also end up having Roman and Oba.
They could. They might not do the Brock thing. Maybe they just go Roman Oba.
Maybe Brock doesn't want to wrestle in Minnesota, and he just wants to make a return. And he does that at SummerSlam all the time.
That is true. He's like done that like 3 years now. He's done it.
So you get Roman Oba, a great match, and then Brock comes out and costs Oba the match.
Yeah, but if Oba's fighting Roman in the world title match, does Oba win that match? He's got to, right?
No, you bring Brock out to distract him.
Oh, okay.
That sets up their match later. And it cost Oba the match. Oba has lost now. Which, if I like it or not, it is what it is. But it also opens the opportunities that Oba can lose these matches now. Like, it's not like we have to find a way to DQ him.
Well, you got to be careful with him still. He can't just...
I'm not saying bury the guy, but you're going up against I'm not saying lose clean to Javon Evans at Night Champions. I'm saying you're in the main event of SummerSlam against Roman. You have a great match with Roman. Brock comes out and distracts you, and Roman pins you. That's not hurting.
No, that doesn't hurt him. No.
And then you move back into the Brock thing, and you get the Roman Oba match that everyone's been talking about. So I could see that happening too. So I'm not as upset as you are. I would say I'm happy that the young guys are getting a chance.
I'm not. It's not that I'm upset. I was more just confused. I wasn't expecting Rollins to lose.
I think they're just trying to give us what everyone's been complaining about, is that they're trying to build some new stars.
And speaking of Rollins, where do we go with this Montez-Rollins partnership?
I mean, there's a million ways I could see it going. I could see it going where maybe they team up and win the tag.
I was going to say, is this a Seth Rollins, Jason Jordan situation?
Yeah, it could be. And they win the tag titles at Saturday Night's Main Event. It could lead to maybe some kind of big-time match at SummerSlam with the tag team. Maybe this eventually leads to Montez turning on Seth.
I'd love to see a singles run. Feud. No disrespect to Dawkins, but I'd love to see a singles run from Montez Ford.
Maybe Dawkins gets jealous that they team up and he turns on Montez, and maybe we get babyface Montez.
Ooh, okay.
And everyone thought Montez was going to turn heel, and it was Dawkins the whole time.
I don't mind that, yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of ways they could go with this. Or we could just end up going with a steel cage or something with Braun versus Seth. Montez interferes and whatever. So we could get Bronson Reed coming back that cost Seth the match.
I wish, but I think he's still a ways away.
We could get SummerSlam 6-man tag. Braun, Bronson, and Theory versus Street Profits and Seth. There's a lot of different ways we could go with it. So it's just going to depend on what they decide to do. But I don't know why you keep the tag team titles on the Vision anymore. It doesn't make a lot of sense now that Braun's the guy.
No, not really. Braun and Theory don't really work as tag champs.
It's better to get Braun off, and he can go back to doing a singles run.
Yeah, whenever they get Paul back from getting speared.
So
I feel like Paul, every 6 months or so, he tells Triple H, I want to take a bump so I can get off TV for a little bit.
Yeah, he's tired. He's old. He wants his time off too. So, but there's a lot of different things that could happen leading up. I mean, I just read rumors today that both McIntyre and Orton could be on their way back for SummerSlam. So
yeah, they've been gone since WrestleMania.
So there's a lot of different things that could happen coming up. So
I did want to get your opinion on the first showing of Chad Gable as a newly found face.
Well, that whole thing was crazy. We need to start that off by what I don't know what freaking generative things they put inside Rey Mysterio's body, but he changed his outfit and now he's wrestling like he's Rey Mysterio.
Yeah, because he goes down to get those blood transfusion in his knees or whatever.
He had a few botches in this match, but it was a really good match. Him and Penta really put on a show, and Penta, you could just tell, is putting Rey over 100%.
Oh yeah, Penta's Rey's like his idol. So
yeah, so Penta's giving him everything. I mean, he took 2 619s in this match. So Penta's giving him everything.
This is probably Penta's dream match to have.
It was a great match. I mean, Rey kind of botched a few things, but I mean, he's
50.
Yeah, he's slow. So But it was good to see. I mean, I was kind of shocked that he gave him the Mexican Destroyer to pin him. I'm surprised Ray wanted to do that, but he did it and it worked and it looked
I don't
good.
know if Ray's
And
ever
Ray
taken
took
one, so
it.
he probably wanted to try it out.
I don't know, but so it was a good match. I love the match. Then you get Rusev and
So
Ethan
they are
Page,
going
which
with
I'm
this
kind of
pairing, yeah.
I am liking this tag team of Page because I think it's a good thing to give Rusev something to do as being that monster. And Page is a good enough talker; he can carry them both.
Hmm. And Page he's got the character where he hides behind the big guy.
Yeah, and that's the kind of character he is. So, and then the taking off the mask kind of shocked me.
Yeah, but I did see
Uh,
some people. A little tangent. I did see some people who were complaining, like they were saying, Ray's face has been on Twitter or has been online for years now. Why are we still making it seem like it's such a big deal that his mask got taken off? And then everybody just
yeah,
like comes into the comments of that tweet and they're just like, don't you know luchador history and all that kind of stuff? The
yeah.
mask is
That's just
sacred.
that's just ignorant people that don't understand wrestling and lucha libre wrestling. It's just it is what it is. I mean, that's the whole point. That character of Rey Mysterio is the mask. Once that mask is gone, he's not Rey Mysterio anymore.
He just Dom's
That's
deadbeat
just
dad.
yeah. It's just it is what it is. So you gotta protect him. So, but then Dragon Lee comes out, which I like Dragon Lee, so I'm glad to see him at least
Well, they
getting
keep
some
putting him over as
WWE
the
stuff.
protege of
Yeah, I
of
mean,
Ray.
it makes sense though. But who else is going to be the protege of Ray?
True.
So, and Ray needs that guy to. I mean, I'm surprised they haven't made them a tag team yet.
They've kind of done it a little on
Dragon
and
Lee
off
just came
stuff.
off the. I mean, they need tag teams. Let's put Dragon Lee and Ray together to go for titles. Dragon Lee had to run with AJ anyway, so let's put those guys together. And then you get Chad coming out, and
He
he
brought
hits
back
big
the
suplexes.
American Alpha or whatever it's called
Yeah,
theme.
it was good to see. I'm hoping they push him pretty hard here, and I'm glad he's going with the respect thing now towards the
Hmm.
luchadors. Um,
I
I was
didn't.
kind of hoping for a match with like him and Penta at SummerSlam, but
I
I'd
didn't want to
rather
see
see
him.
it.
I didn't want to see him have to go through and apologize to every single person he offended. I'm glad that he talked to Phoenix. He talked to uh, Penta, and then he talked to Ray, and Drag I guess was there too. But
I mean, who else is there?
I know, but like he could have, like if he would have like apologized to every single person in the locker room, that would have been a little over the top.
Well, he had to apologize to all the luchadors.
He's gonna have to
That's fine.
talk to American what are they called, Alpha Academy.
Yeah.
That's his next thing. I wonder if, because they're kind of doing this thing with Maxine where she's kind of turning a little bit.
hmm
I wonder if he's gonna apologize to Otis and Tozawa and they're gonna accept it, but she doesn't.
Maybe. Yeah, I'm hoping she ends up going with the Vincent and Austin theory, and I mean, I think those two together could get a real good push into a secondary title.
I think that Austin Theory could be a
So
really good face. They just don't. He's got a good personality. I think he could be a face.
I think he's a better heel, personally, because he has that look where he's like he's been given everything, and then now he's gonna have the girl, and that kind of
Hmm.
can bolster up that kind of
Like Dolph Ziggler.
egocentric personality. Yeah, like old school Macho Man and Elizabeth. Or maybe Maxine doesn't go full heel. Maybe she's kind of with him, but she's trying to still be good.
She
You
thinks she can
know.
change him.
Well, no, just that she's with him, but like she doesn't like it's kind of like that whole dynamic of Elizabeth and Macho was like she was never a heel, even though he was. She would just be out there supporting him, and then he would like use her to block it and do something like that. But then she'd always raise his hand and hug him at the end.
Gorilla Monsoon did not like when he used her to block.
But it wasn't like she was cheating on his behalf, is what I'm
Yeah,
saying.
yeah.
Like maybe you bring Maxine is that she really likes Theory, but doesn't realize how bad of a guy he is, and you do that kind of storyline where she doesn't go heel really, and maybe she still does some stuff with Outside Academy on the side, but she's doing the stuff with Theory.
And then we get Theory versus Otis, and Otis has to bring Maxine back to the light.
No, or she turns heel on him.
Hey,
I'd rather
babe,
see that.
come back, babe.
Stop it. Disgusting. It's jiggling.
You're the one that likes Otis.
Yeah, and then he jiggles too much. Oh,
Him and Jeff Cobb have a very similar build. It's kind of crazy.
yeah, it is kind of weird. But yeah, that's where I would. I like that little thing they did there, and I liked the other stuff on Raw. I liked Oba taking out Judgment Day,
Hmm.
showing how dominant it is, even though they tried to blindside him with the
Yeah,
chair.
the good thing about Oba is that he's not the stereotypical WWE monster where
No, he can
he's
talk. He can do
mindless and he
everything.
just does what
Yeah,
he just like sees red every time. He's composed, he's got good promo skills, he
yeah.
dresses amazingly well.
He's got the aura.
Yeah. And then he's also 6'4", 350 pounds, and doesn't budge to a steel chair shot from JD McDonough.
Hmm. Yeah, he. I mean, he fits what the perfect kind of person for WWE. So it's just a matter of building him up to that point where he can be in the world title picture. So, because I think once he gets in the world title picture, I don't think he's falling out of the world title
Nah, it'd
picture.
be hard to see him go like fight Penta for the Intercontinental title or something.
So, I think he can take out all the guys that are the main events right now. Like you have him, like you have Roman versus Oba, and don't, I don't see it where I think Oba could lose. Like I would think it's pretty much 50-50. And Roman doesn't have a lot of guys that give him 50. Jacob was like a 60-40, but I don't even think he was a 50. I never really thought Jacob was going to beat him. But Oba gives you that, like, I could see Oba winning this pretty easily, actually. So, no, they would never bury the tribal chief, but
I was I was more in thinking Jacob was going to win Tribal Combat than I thought he was going to win at Backlash.
once it was tribal combat, I knew it wasn't going to win. But that's just me personally. And there's no way they were going to make Jacob beat the tribal chief. The whole point is he didn't want it.
Well,
And
at
now,
the end there,
but
he
he knew
started to
the
kind
only.
of want it.
No, I think the only reason he did tribal combat was because he knew Roman could not deny him.
Yeah, yeah.
Because I mean, the whole storyline was that Pierce was about to fire him.
Hmm. Hmm.
So that's why in that promo he talks about how like lose, win, lose, it doesn't matter. I still get my job.
Yeah.
That was the whole point of that. So they wrote themselves into a corner with tribal combat because I don't think I would never thought he was really going to beat
I thought
Roman.
it'd be an interesting way to go with him being the Tribal Chief, see what happens. But I like what they're doing now.
Yeah, it's fine. I like the confrontations with Jay, and
He's really
just not
trashing
listening.
Jay.
Jay tells him to take out Rollins, and he just
Well, he didn't
basically
acknowledge
blows him
Jay.
off. So, but we'll see where that storyline goes.
Yeah,
It'll
Roman's
be
supposed to be
interesting.
back this upcoming Monday, so that
Mm-hmm.
it'll be the first time that Roman will be there. That Jacob's actually a full part of the group now. So we'll see how
Yeah,
that
so we'll see what
interactions go
happens.
and stuff.
Yeah.
Was there anything else on Raw that you wanted to talk about?
I think that was most of the highlights. We can go to NXT now.
Well, going to NXT, there was a pretty big title change that happened in the main event. We had Tatum Paxley defend the Women's North American Championship against Zarya, and finally, Zarya gets her title. She'd been wanting that since I think they said Stand and Deliver 2024, 2025, or something like that. It's been a couple years
Yeah.
that she's been trying to get this title. And then they had the whole Sol
Mm-hmm.
Ruka thing where she defended it for Ruka when she was hurt, and then she lost it.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yep. Yeah, it was nice to see her get her moment. Um, it was a pretty good match. I liked it. Um, it definitely looks like Tatum. What's her last name? Paxley.
Paxley.
Pax. Paxley. She's definitely going up to the main roster now.
Ah.
She was doing stuff where she was saying goodbye to
Oh,
people
I
and
didn't see that. Okay.
yeah, afterwards. So
That could be interesting.
it,
I'm curious to see where they would put her though.
yeah, it could be Raw, it could be SmackDown. I don't know.
She's got a very unique character, so she doesn't.
Mm-hmm.
She's kind of got like she's got Nikki Cross vibes.
A little bit, yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I don't know if it matters. I think there's plenty of opportunity either way. And might as well get some more depth up there. Um, so yeah, it's good to see that Zarya's getting a chance to run that North American division there. Let's see where that goes.
We also found out that somebody's facing Lola Vice. I forget who it is.
Way to remember the names of people.
Was it Kendall Gray?
I think it was Gray.
Hold on. I know I got to look it up. No, I'm second guessing myself. Yes, it was Kendall Gray. She beat Kalani Jordan. I thought that's what happened. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
Kendall Gray defeated Kalani Jordan to face Lola Vice at Bash.
Yeah, that'd be a good match. Kendall Gray's been building herself up pretty good, so she's been moving.
You should like her. She's the female Kurt Angle.
Yeah, no, she does a good job. I think she has some good matches, and it should be a pretty good match at the Bash, so Great American Bash.
And then the men's side of things, you've got Naraku facing against Tony D.
Yep. You had the interference.
I thought it was gonna be Mason. They didn't give it to him.
Yep. They distracted him with the interference.
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of that guy.
Sense.
I think his name's Cam Hendricks. I think is his name.
You bring in you're bringing in evil. You're gonna use him, so you
Yeah,
might as well put him in the main event right away. I don't know if he'll win this first match, but
Nah, I think they want to keep Tony with the title for a little bit.
But at least you're building up and putting him in with a bigger name, so that's gonna help build up Tony if he wins the match. So.
And they got a lot of intense stuff going on between Miles Bourne and Tavian Heights, former friends in the No Quarter Catch crew, and now Tavian's a little jealous that Miles got the title. So.
Yep, I mean it's I like when there's the former friend storylines.
Mm-hmm.
I always like the way those angles go. So I'm curious to see where this leads.
I think Miles has got a good future ahead of him. I think because he's so much like Randy Orton. It's not even just in the look, but he wrestles a lot like Randy. It's very interesting to see.
Yeah, it is kind of creepy to watch sometimes to see him in there. And yeah, I think he's probably one of the bigger names that's going to come out of NXT that's on the roster right now. They don't really have a ton.
Yeah, he's the next.
Right now.
He's the next line. Him and Tony D'Angelo and Tatum, and probably either Kalani or Lola Vice or I think Kendall's going to stay down there for a little bit, and then Izzy Dame. Those kind of people are like the next after Oba and Javon and all Blake Monroe and all them left. Now it's those guys that are coming up.
Oh, for sure, yeah. So yeah, they just need a little bit more time to build up this roster. But there's definitely some talent down there that they can use. We also had the Dark State took out what's his face, and now he's taking him back out.
Yeah, Saquon Sugars, yes.
Yeah, Sugars. So
I like
that.
I like him because one of the things that he says in his promos is he says you're chipping big shoes, brah, and I like that. I like that saying.
So yeah, I'm kind of glad they're pushing him a little bit, kind of giving him a spot.
Yeah, he's taking out everybody. He took out the Cutler. I forget what his first name is, something Cutler, and then he just took out Osiris. So now it's just Dion versus Saquon.
Yep. So that should be interesting. I'm assuming that's going to get moved to the Great American Bash too. That rivalry.
Mm-hmm.
So it should be a decent card for the Bash.
You know what's so strange? I always think about this when I watch NXT and I watch Dark State. Dion Lennox just probably, I don't know, maybe was it 6 months ago? Maybe it was 9 months ago. They were in this weird storyline where it was before Dark State was a thing. And he was this weird like book nerd guy. He would always wear glasses and he was like trying to date Carmen Petrovich, who's one of the women down there, women's wrestlers. Mm-hmm. And then he was like in this love story with her and another guy. It was like so weird, but they didn't have any direction for him. And then he turns heel, he joins Dark State, and now he's. But it's just, like I always remember that when I see him, I like just like 9 months ago you were like a book nerd.
No, I know it's crazy. It's funny what those kind of changes.
But that's what NXT's for.
Oh yeah, you're trying different things. I mean, freaking Leo Kruger was like 6 different characters down there.
Jeez.
So when he was doing his stuff.
Not Leo Kruger.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see where they go with the NXT.
Did you say, were you the one that told me that Bash was on regular cable?
See, I don't.
It's on, they said it
It's
was on
free.
CW.
Yeah, so I wasn't 100% sure, but I knew that they came out and said it was going to be on TV. I thought when I heard it that it was going to be on ESPN,
Oh,
but it's going to be on the CW for free.
yeah.
So instead of being on Peacock like they were doing for all their things
Yeah.
still, this one's going to be just on the CW.
Okay. Okay. I couldn't remember if you
So
told me that or somebody else told me that.
yes, that was the I misunderstood what it said when I heard the promo for it. I heard that it was going to be free on TV. I thought they said ESPN, but then they said this week that it will be the CW.
Okay.
Which makes sense. That's where NXT is.
Yes.
But yeah, it's going to be free instead of being like a Peacock show like it was there.
I gotcha.
Basically, it's not going to be behind a paywall.
Yeah.
If you want to watch it, you can just watch it on.
As long as you have the CW network on your plan.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, why would you be watching if you didn't? Like, that's where NXT is, where you're watching that.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I get it.
You know what I'm saying? So.
Yeah, basically you'll be able to watch it.
So yeah, it'll be free. You don't have to have like Peacock or any streaming service to end up watching it. So, which is a nice touch when you got a couple other pay-per-views going on that same day. So, might help their ratings a little bit for the show.
I think it's time for everybody's favorite segment. What happened on Dynamite?
Dynamite was pretty crazy. They're building towards Forbidden Door, so they're moving that way. The Dynamites always are a little weird leading up to Forbidden Door because you got to try to build matches with the other companies and you might not have them there and stuff like that. But this week it was what they call it, the Blockbuster something.
They always got funny names for their things.
Yeah, they like to name their episodes. Blockbuster Spectacular or something like that. Anyway, they had some big matches. They're building up towards. They had the thing with Mark Briscoe and MJF.
Hey, you talked about last week how you liked Briscoe's promo that he cut.
Mm-hmm. So it looks like they're building him up to go up against MJF now. So you're getting that match at Forbidden Door, where it's going to be a tag match, steel cage tag match.
Ooh.
And you're getting Summer Blockbuster is what it's called. I had to look it up. And you're getting MJF and whatever guys he picks for his team against Mark Briscoe and his team.
Okay.
And then you're getting if Mark Briscoe's team wins, he gets a title match.
Ah, so he's gonna win.
So they kind of run in the same kind of idea of this match back from last year at Forbidden Door when they did a lights out steel cage match.
Yeah.
With like Death Riders against I think the Elite were in that match. I can't remember off the top of my head. So they announced that match. You got found out about the finals of the tournament, the Owen Hart tournament. Got figured out. So now you're getting Swerve versus Ospreay.
Yeah, I did see that. That's awesome for me.
That's awesome for me.
No, Swerve's winning.
Stop it. This is all leading to All In. You think they're going to put Swerve over Ospreay? Nice try. Now, it could be the main event. I wouldn't be shocked if they put that match as the main event, especially with that steel cage match. I mean, I could see them putting Ospreay Swerve as the main event. It's going to be a pretty crazy match. So we'll find out that. You're going to have the other match, the Owen Hart female one tournament. So you'll have that match at Forbidden Door. And then they announced, they didn't do anything on the show, but they announced that Omega is going to go against Zack Sabre Jr., which I think this is the first time they're ever going to wrestle in the U.S. So
that'll be pretty cool.
A pretty huge match. So people are pretty pumped about that one. So yeah, Forbidden Door starting to shape up to be a pretty crazy show. So we'll have to see where they go.
AEW doesn't disappoint with their pay-per-views.
They had they kept going with the Kevin Knight Looks like Darby Allin's going after Kevin Knight now. He
Makes
attacked
sense.
him.
Yep.
Yeah, so I think they're going to end up. I think maybe at Collision they might be having a match for the TNT Championship. I can't remember.
Okay.
Kevin Knight's at least fighting somebody. So, and then the Death Riders are doing their story, and that it'll probably be something where the Death Riders end up maybe joining into that. They could get involved in the Osprey stuff. It's hard to tell. So, yeah,
Yeah.
so many different
Yeah,
things
Mox
going
and
on with
Osprey got
them.
this
So.
weird relationship going on right now.
Mm-hmm. But then it also could be in the women's Owen Hart tournament. You could see it looks like it's going to lead to Mercedes Moné and possibly Athena having another match, which those are they've had a couple classics,
She's
so
still the
that could be
champ,
another
right?
great match. She's still Ring of Honor champion.
That's insane.
Yep, and she hasn't lost it in 2 years now, 3 years. So she's going pretty strong with that. So, but yeah, Dynamite is leading up to some good stuff with Forbidden Door coming up, and then that's leading into All In. So we're gonna see where the chips fall here. So I think they have one. Let me look. I think they have one pay per view in between. Let me see if we can find that. I was just looking at that earlier today. But yeah, I think they have a pay per view in between the two. So we'll see. But Osprey wouldn't, if he wins the tournament or Swerve, they wouldn't fight MJF till All In. So,
Mm-hmm.
but so yeah, that June 28th is going to be pretty crazy day
Yeah, it is.
with those three different uh, big time events. I heard like GCW is doing something that day too. So
Nice. Might as well.
that's yeah. So it's gonna be a pretty crazy weekend for sure for wrestling. So we'll
Well,
just have
one
to see how
thing
that
that
goes.
I know is that there's one person in wrestling right now that's easy to find, but he's hard to beat. And that
I have
is
no
Hade's
idea.
favorite wrestler, the WWE champion, Cody Rhodes.
Mm-hmm. My
And
favorite.
right behind CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
And he just
Those are
had a
those are
very
guys.
interesting episode of SmackDown where he got a little bit of a slappage from Sami Zayn and then returned the favor.
There's a lot of slapping going
Basically,
on.
because he told Sammy that he's never going to be champion.
Yeah,
Just
he pretty much. I mean, he was
he
very
completely just
negative.
trashes Sammy, saying, "As long as I got this title, you'll never be champion." And then Sammy just slaps him.
Yep. Yeah, I mean, the Cody character just drives me nuts.
I know it does.
It's like
Why don't you
they
start your
tried to
weekly
do
rant? We
this.
got to make this a segment. Hade hates Cody segment.
Whatever. I'm just saying. You got this. He's trying to be this white meat babyface guy, and then every time he just comes off as this total douchebag heel character. Like nothing he ever does screams babyface to me. I don't know why we just give him the benefit of the doubt all the time.
I feel like you're the
He
only one who
does
thinks that way
this.
about him.
That's not true at all. I think he's no more than a catchy song. Is
Oh,
all Cody is.
sassy.
So
And
yeah, if
Sammy's the last real good guy.
I mean I like what Sammy's doing with this character. I I don't know. It just this whole storyline around all these guys just isn't doing it for me over there. The Gunther stuff I'm not really too like into. It's fine. We found out they're having the match next week,
Yep.
so
And he picked the stipulation Sami Zayn is the referee. So
yep.
that brings the
So
question up, do we think Gunther wins?
no. It's I mean, this is just screaming some kind of crap happens to lead to a triple threat at Night of Champions.
Yeah, I'm kind
I
of
mean,
thinking
I
that way
just don't
too.
see why you wouldn't go that way. So you get Sammy and Saudi to get the big pop, and Gunther and Cody, and then you can figure out where you go from there. But I just don't see a way that you're not going triple threat out of this. Now they have been changing the title on SmackDown a couple times this year already.
Hmm.
So
Now,
It's possible. I'm not saying it's impossible.
in terms of our fantasy draft, how do you rank this for points? Does this count as a special SmackDown since it's a title match?
No,
Okay.
no, it's gonna be like it's gotta like have a special.
Okay.
theme.
Okay. Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Mhm. Yeah, it'd have to be something like when they did Stranger Things.
Yeah.
on
Yeah.
Raw, stuff like that. This is just a SmackDown with a title match. I'm not counting
Do we think that Solo Sikoa ends up coming back to the Bloodline?
that. No, I don't think so.
You don't think if Roman gets up in his face and says you're coming back home, Solo will say yes?
I just don't see why you bringing Solo back in.
He wants the family back together.
That's fine, but I feel like you need to have that kind of. I just don't think you can just yell at Solo and he's coming back in after all the
Solo,
stuff we've been
get
through.
back here.
Like I just feel like maybe there's moments that happen that help bring him back in. I just don't think that he's gonna just like come back in because Roman's yelling at him to come back in. Like maybe that he Solo gets attacked, maybe the MFTs break up, and then
They
Roman
did tease, speaking of MFT breaking
and
up,
Uso save him.
they did show a little teaser, first time ever, I think, on WWE TV. Finn Balor and Tama Tonga.
Yeah, and I mean right now the SmackDown, if you want to
Little
get
Bullet
rid of
Club
the
action.
MFTs and build up a better group, why don't you turn? You could turn Finn into a good heel, and even if you wanted to keep him face as the club, but you got Finn on the same side, you got Tonga, you can bring Tala over with him. You got what's his face over there?
Who?
Uh, Shinsuke.
Oh, right, yeah.
Have him come in. I mean, that's a pretty good group. So have them work together. I mean,
Finn has been pretty
with these
nostalgic
guys.
about the good old days in Japan recently on Instagram.
Mm-hmm. So why don't you do something like that where you got these crazy, you got Tongas, you got the Tongas, you got Nakamura, you got Finn. The other thing I would say about that is that you already just had Finn in a group for like the last couple of years. Do you really want to put him in another
That is
group?
true, yeah. Probably want to
It's
have him
kind
be a
of
solo guy for just a
seems
little bit.
redundant almost, yeah. But I wouldn't mind seeing a form of the Bullet Club form
Yeah, I just want to
on
see some two
SmackDown.
sweets.
So. But we'll see where that goes. But yeah, it's weird to me the way they're going with Solo.
And they had that whole interaction with Jacob and Solo where
Mm-hmm.
Solo is questioning why Jacob has just become so like obedient to Roman
Mm-hmm.
now.
Yeah, I thought that was interesting too. And that Solo's calling him a dog, and
Hmm.
his lap dog, and stuff like that.
But
They're really
Jacob,
playing into how Jacob's an animal.
yeah,
Like it's just funny to me how much they
he
iterate
is.
that
Has you
he's
seen
like
him?
he's a
He
dog,
shakes his
he's
head like the boogeyman.
this, he's getting neutered at
Yeah,
Clash in Italy.
Sam
Like
keeps
just
bringing that up on Raw recap. He keeps talking about the
yeah,
line that
because
Cole
it
said.
was such a weird line.
Yeah. I think it was just
It
something
just
Cole
seemed
said in the
weird.
moment. I don't think it meant anything.
Well, to be fair, that Roman said it on Raw before the match that he was going to neuter him,
Oh, did he?
and so then Cole kind of reiterated it. What I just don't know why you want to keep bringing that up. It seems weird when you got this monster guy that you're going to keep saying that he's not
Maybe
half
because
what he used to
eventually
be.
when Jacob breaks out of it, then he shows his real like this is
Mhm.
why we were keeping him locked up because he's
But
so crazy.
I do like that he's kept the attitude.
Well, yeah, he's not gonna change his personality just because he's
Well,
acknowledged Roman.
I mean, he could have went full passive. You know,
I like that he just makes
like
fun of Jay.
it was like that Raw promo when they were in there with Usos were in there with Rollins and he's back there.
Yeah.
And you get
Did you
Jake.
notice that every like, Jacob would pace back and forth in and out of frame, and every time he would come into frame, the crowd would cheer. It was
No, I
fun.
didn't really pay attention. But yeah, I mean, I think Jacob. Jacob just would have been a lapdog for them, I think he would have took him out.
So if you're
It's
saying
good to
that
keep his edge.
you're saying that if he would have just taken Seth out like the Usos told him
Hmm.
to, it wouldn't have worked as
Yeah.
well.
No, because then it just seems like he's just their bouncer, basically.
He's just the animal that they have on a leash that they let go.
Yeah, basically, yeah. And it's nice now to know that, yeah, he's listening to what Roman tells him to do,
But he ain't gonna
but he's
listen to
not gonna
Jimmy and
take.
Jay.
He ain't taking crap from Jimmy and Jay. He's still that same kind of attitude,
Which brings up another interesting question.
kind of player.
What do we think the hierarchy of the bloodline is going to be now, especially if Jay goes on this run in the tournament here? Who do we? So obviously Roman's the
Roman's
top,
obviously on
yeah.
top.
But do we think Jacob is slots in higher than Jimmy and Jay, or is Jay higher than Jimmy? Jimmy's probably at the bottom.
I think they're. I think right now it's Roman, and then they're all kind of equally there.
Okay.
Like they're all three kind of in the same area.
Roman does kind of
Now,
favor Jay a little bit more because he's been world champion.
mm-hmm. But Jimmy's has been accepting of that.
True.
Is that going to still be the thing? Maybe Jay fails in this tournament. Maybe he gets to the finals against Oba,
Mm-hmm.
and Oba beats him, and then maybe at SummerSlam or somewhere, Jacob does something that really helps Roman, and maybe Roman starts favoring Jacob over Jay,
Because
and
Jay
Jay's that,
lost.
or I mean, Jay's that super jealous type. We already saw that happen when
That is true.
they did the whole Sami storyline.
Jay is ultra jealousy.
Yeah, when Roman was favoring Sami over them.
How could you not favor Sami? Sami was hilarious in that storyline.
And Jay was getting ticked off about that.
He came around eventually, but that's true. Jay is a jealous type.
Yeah, so maybe they do something like that with.
Although
Jacob,
I do think that Crash Out Jay is my favorite character. Jay.
Yeah,
he just
no for sure.
That promo. Oh my god, that promo that he cut on LA Knight on Raw when he says this is the warning shot, bang or whatever he did.
Yeah.
That has been memed unbelievably well. It is so funny.
Well, he's doing that all the time now because he just did that to LA Knight too, where he did the bang.
Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, that must be something new.
I guess.
Out. So because he just did that on the promo with LA Knight. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. We know Jay advanced, and we know Charlotte advanced. Talk about the Queen of the Ring for a second. We know it's going to be Charlotte versus
Io, I think, right?
Io, yeah, that's right. Yep, Io. And then on the other side, you got Liv.
No,
and
it's Liv versus Charlotte and Io versus Raquel. That's what it is.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about Raquel. Yes, that's right. It is Liv and Charlotte. Io
Which makes the question: do they
Raquel.
go Liv versus Raquel?
I mean, that's the way it's pointing. I mean,
didn't you bring up the thing last week where you wanted Raquel to win? Was that you that did that?
Who else do you talk to? Do you have other podcasts where you talk to people?
I feel like I heard somebody talk. Well, I listened to Sam, and Sam talks about stuff like that. So
I mean, me and Sam are on the same level.
So I forget? Were you the one that talked about Raquel possibly going to?
We had talked about the possibility of maybe Raquel going and turning. And
yeah, maybe it was you. Yeah.
But now it's kind of they're still teasing the Roxanne.
Yeah, they are teasing because she stayed behind in the clubhouse.
But that's what tells me that do they end up turning Raquel?
Yeah, because it's so obvious that Roxanne's going to turn.
Yeah, I mean that seems what they've been doing a lot lately.
I do kind of like the dynamic between Liv and Roxanne, though. I'd be more upset. I think I'd be more upset if Roxanne turned than if Raquel turned.
Like, do we get
especially
Raquel
now that Finn's gone?
Liv? Yeah. Do we get Raquel Liv at Night of Champions? Roxanne comes out and it looks like she's going to turn on Liv and ends up turning on Raquel.
Mm-hmm.
And then we have that, but then maybe you think Liv's going to end up actually winning this thing. And then maybe Stephanie returns.
Ooh.
Comes out and distracts them, and then Raquel ends up winning. And then it's Raquel and Liv at SummerSlam.
Ah, okay.
Because she's going to go after Liv.
Obviously, yeah.
So, and then maybe Stephanie's in line afterwards for that. So, kind of getting involved. Or maybe she starts a thing with Roxanne just to bide time until the feud's over.
But they could go with Io winning it all, and then she challenges Rhea.
They could, but now they're saying Rhea's hurt. So.
Yeah, there is a rumor that Rhea hurt her knee at the pay-per-view, Clash in Italy or whatever. And
we're not really sure what's going to happen there.
I love Rhea, but she's become Seth Rollins. She's
Yeah, I mean, she just has that problem. But and not to go on a tangent, but I think one of the biggest problems that are facing these guys now is like the whole mindset was like, oh, we don't get injured, or we get injured a lot because we have all these house shows and all this other stuff going
mhm.
on, and we wrestle too much. And I think that's starting to get proven false because I think now a lot of these guys are only wrestling like once a week, and I think that's having an effect on one, matches and ring rust, and two, I think it's having that effect of, yeah, maybe we're not in the best ring shape, and we're getting hurt more because we're not doing it as often. Now they are bringing back house shows here coming up this summer, but not at the, and they don't need to bring it back the way they used to be. But these guys need that time to stay in ring shape,
Mhm.
and I don't think they've been having that lately. And you can tell a lot of these guys are getting hurt, and it just seems like it's happening more and more often than it used to. And that tells me that one, that their bodies just aren't. They're doing things. They're trying to do things that you probably need to be doing this throughout the week to be in the same spot that you would want to be when you do the big match. And then a lot of things that the house shows have been hurting is chemistry. Like when you start these feuds back in the old days, and not even old days in terms of old days, but like when we started watching 07, 08, 09, you were when you were coming into a feud of like Jeff Hardy versus Triple H, they had already wrestled like for 3 weeks on house shows, and now you're getting to see their matches on TV.
Mhm.
These are matches they've been working on for 3 weeks now. A lot of these guys aren't getting that time anymore. So yeah, you wrestle somebody, but the first time you wrestle somebody, the match sucks because you never wrestled them before that.
Do you think that they kind of stopped house shows not just because they of
They
the
didn't make
like
any money.
thinking of the wrestler and like trying to
No,
take
I mean a
down.
little bit.
Well, but do you think they stopped it because of the way that social media works now? People always taking video and putting it online and exposing things.
Yeah, but what do you expose it? It's a house show.
I know,
The
but
whole
like
point of the whole point of a house show is to
spoiling
have fun.
spoiling things that like might be coming up on future on TV that haven't been
Yeah,
announced
don't
yet.
give them stuff to spoil. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah. I do like
Like
house
if you
shows
want to,
because wrestlers do things that they would never do on
yeah,
on
but you want to do something. If you want to have, say, you want to have a match with Rhea and uh, Tiffany, and they haven't really wrestled much together, then you put Rhea and team her with somebody against Tiffany and somebody, because then you're not spoiling anything, but they're still getting ring time together,
Mhm.
and that's what that whole point of what house shows do. Or you put them in there with enhancement talent just to keep them fresh, or a lower jobber guy that they're going to be able to beat quick, so that way they at least get some ring time without uh, going up against anybody that's going to matter. It's just about being smart. But they stopped doing house shows, one because it cost too much money and they weren't making any money because they're raising ticket prices, and two, they stopped it because they were trying to go in this new wave. What Triple H has been trying to be more fair about giving people time off,
Mhm.
and so it's hard to do house shows when you're giving all these people time off, and that's fine,
And
and
they've
they
brought
deserve to
house shows
have.
back a little bit. NXT does house shows every once in a while and stuff.
Mm-hmm. And that's fine. It's probably better, but also you need to find that median. Maybe we don't do 7 days a week with TV shows and house
Maybe we do
shows.
four.
Maybe do four. Maybe some weeks you do four, some weeks you do three. But you got to find the median of what works, because right now I don't. There's just, you see so many botches and you see so many things that just are just because they haven't worked together enough. And then that's also a product of why do we keep putting the same people together in feuds? Because they've wrestled a lot together. So you start putting people on house shows together, and then you can start building up some new stuff. But that's my tangent.
I think the last thing that we need to talk about is probably the most important thing that we need to talk about every single week, and that is the trials, the journey that Danhausen's going on.
Yeah. He's killing me.
This week he was in his laboratory, and people are trying to pay him off to recurse the Knicks and then not recurse the Knicks.
He's getting lots of human monies.
He's getting a lot of human monies. And then Kit Wilson comes in with The Miz, and The Miz is not doing very well after getting shocked last week.
No, he's struggling.
He's doing all
He
his
can
own
only say
catchphrases.
yeah. Which is just a classic route. And I love the little streak of white hair.
Yeah, they spiked his hair up like he got electrocuted, and then they put a little streak of white in there. Pretty good stuff.
Yeah.
And then Danhausen's like, I like this Miz.
Yeah, and Danhausen played all his catchphrases.
Yep.
So that was pretty cool.
And then in the end, Kit Wilson calls Danhausen toxic, and then he shocks himself. So
yeah. So we'll see where we go after this. But now Kit Wilson's shocked.
I did bring up to you
Ran
before we
out.
started. I said I think it'd be funny if this kind of like short circuits Miz's brain and turns him into like a full on good guy.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't want that because I think that him playing off Danhausen works so well.
Yeah, it is good. Good stuff.
And I don't really like you turn him face. What are you really gonna do with him? Are you gonna?
Yeah, I mean he has no direction if he's a face. Yeah.
No, it's like let's just keep it the way it is. We don't have to do anything with him, and we can see where the saga keeps going because those guys have got it working right now.
Miz is very good at being a comedy heel. Very good.
And Danhausen's got the super media exposure with all this Knicks stuff.
This Danhausen character, he's unbelievable right now.
Talk about where he started in February to where he is now. 4 months is insane. Like he just is taking over the world, or at least the sports world.
Yeah, and as of recording this, Knicks are up 3-1.
Yep, so one more win and they're in. And they got it. So yeah, I don't know. He'd probably be in the parade.
Well, Jalen Brunson's a big wrestling guy, so
yeah. But
I think Jalen Brunson should play the next game with Danhausen paint on.
There you go. But
that freak went me out.
Yeah, I like it. I like the way.
Danhausen's amazing.
Got himself over. He got himself over.
It's just
in the mainstream.
It's just how effortlessly he is at being funny.
Yeah,
he's not. It's not like he's trying to. He's just himself. This is just him, amped up a little bit.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's working good for him. He's in a good spot. He's got 100% rights to his own name, so he's got everything made for him.
And I can't wait to find out what he's doing in his laboratory with the big giant thing.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see where they go with that.
Whatever it is going to be funny.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's the thing about Danhausen. If you just invest into him, it's gonna be worth your while. Like all these people that just dismiss him right away and say they're done with him, it's like just suspend your disbelief a little bit, get into the weeds with him, and it'll be worth it. He seems to always end up coming out on top. So I don't know why people get so angry about it.
Because they're all about the grappling. Yeah. No time for comedy in my wrestling.
Okay. You can have the wrestling and then you can have the comedy. There's nothing wrong with that. So, and Danhausen's doing it at the top of the game right now. So,
well, I think this has been quite the week of wrestling. There's a lot of stuff that happened. That Seth Rollins thing was pretty important, pretty big deal.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it did shock me. So,
and I think we covered it all. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about before we wrap up?
I mean, the only thing we didn't mention about Queen in the Ring was that the other possibility could be Charlotte winning it.
True.
And then going.
She is the queen after all.
With that, well, and then you got that dynamic they've been having lately, where they kind of become friends with the Alexa thing.
Oh right, Charlotte and Rhea, yeah.
And Alexa's out right now, so I don't know. We could see something. Where
yeah, I could definitely. I mean, it depends on where they want to go with Liv.
Yeah, and we could. I mean, Liv could always get cost by Stephanie at any point. So.
True, you are big on that possibility.
I mean, she's going to come back soon, so you might as well use her to take Liv out. I mean, what else you can do? I mean, you don't really want to have her lose clean, even if it is to Charlotte. It doesn't make a lot of sense for Liv to lose.
Mm-hmm.
So, Yeah, we
I
just have to
think
see where it goes.
I think
But
Liv making it all the way to the finals would probably further that possibility of Roxanne turning because Roxanne seems kind of jealous.
yeah, I would rather see Raquel
Hmm.
turn if it was me, because I think she has more of a shot to be a main event uh, champion.
Hmm.
She just fits that bill a little bit more than Roxanne. As of now, I'm not saying Roxanne couldn't build herself up to that. Obviously, Liv did, but as of now, I think Raquel would be more of the one I'd want
Yeah,
to
just
get
think about
into
if we were
that
doing
main
this
event
podcast
title
in
picture.
2016.
We'd be a lot younger.
Well, yeah, and you'd be saying if I brought up the fact that Liv Morgan could be a main eventer, you'd be laughing at me.
Yeah, they didn't have a very good start. I'll say that. I liked the Riot Squad, but it didn't really stick as well as the other groups that came in at that time. So
Well, is that all for you? Is that all you wanted to talk about?
yeah, I think we're pretty good for this
All
week. We got
right.
another week. We'll probably find out who the more matches for night champions.
Are
Next week
they?
will probably be the week we
Did
get
you say they were
start getting
doing the Owen Hart
worlds.
tournament finals at Forbidden Door? Is that what you said they were doing?
Yeah, the finals will be
Okay.
there.
Okay.
So I think they have a couple more matches in the women's side, but the men's side's decided. So yeah, Osprey and Swerve.
All
So
right. So we'll
that'll be it for Forbidden
learn
Door.
that once we get to Forbidden Door.
Yep. So
We got a
and then
Saturday
they
night's
haven't
main event
announced
coming
any
up soon.
matches. Is that next month or this month? I believe that's the
Uh,
beginning of next month.
I think it's next month.
Yeah, that's the one to MSG. So they're gonna pull out all the stops for that one. So they're gonna get some big names on that card. That's why I wouldn't be surprised if the Rollins stuff would be on that
Yeah.
card. So, but
All right.
yeah,
Well,
Night
that.
Champions is gonna be pretty good.
Yeah.
And see where these tournaments go. But
Well, that has been another episode of Brothers of Wrestling Podcast. We hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to leave us a like, follow us on Spotify, subscribe to us on YouTube, and make sure you follow us on all the social medias, Twitter, Facebook, TikTok, all that kind of stuff. And we will catch you in the next one.
peace.